What is up, guys? It's your boy KK10. We are back with an NBA 2K20 video, and today we'll be going over my top 5 builds so far. Alright, so we're going to be posting a lot more 2K20 on the channel, but first off, I just wanted to go over the builds that I've been using / have seen. Alright, so the first build we're going to do is we're going to do a point guard build. Alright, this is probably one of the most popular builds in the past 2Ks, and even this 2K. It's a play sharp. So you can start off with the shooting, playmaking pie chart, and then this is where you can kind of vary. I usually like going for high speed and high acceleration, so I usually go with the top one, but either that one will work or any of these two where it's 86 speed and 84 acceleration. Obviously this one gives you a bit more vertical, but if you're a play sharp, you're not going to be dunking on kids' heads, so I usually go with the top one. It still has 70 vertical, but also gives you that 90 speed and 88 acceleration. Alright, so next up is the potential. So this is where it kind of you gotta pay a bit of attention to. So obviously in the max, these three up. So close shot, driving layup, driving dunk, and then you're gonna max mid-range shot, 3-point shot, free throw. Pretty straightforward. Pass accuracy, ball handle. Alright, and then on defense, this is where you can kind of pick and choose what you like the most. So on my play sharp, I usually like obviously lateral quickness, steal, and I like perimeter defense maxed all the way, and then give yourself a bit of defensive boarding, because you'll see later on, but the guy you're gonna make is either 6'4" or 6'5", so obviously a bit of defensive boarding will help out a bit. Alright, then next up, you're rarely gonna use a post fade or a post move on this guy, but the badges are important on shooting and both playmaking. So on the shooting, you're gonna max it all the way till you see on the right hand side where it says shooting. As soon as you hit 20 badges, you're going to stop. So for me, it was 68 post fade. And then you're going to go the same with post moves all the way until you hit 22. So once you hit 22 post moves, you're going to stop. Okay, and so now we have 16 attribute upgrades remaining. So this is where you can just kind of add in onto defensive boarding if you want. So now we got 4 finishing badges, 20 shooting, 22 playmaking, and 6 defensive badges. Alright, so height, you're going to want to make him 6'5", because as soon as you go to 6'6", his 3-point shot, mid-range shot, all that starts falling. So as soon as you go at 6'5" is a perfect height, because the only things you're losing is a bit of lateral quickness and steal, but you're also getting that dunk up a bit, and you're not, mid-range obviously goes down 1, but the height's going to matter a lot. You can make him 6'4", but I like just making him 6'5", because mostly you'll be guarding 6'5" other people that are 6'5" point guards. Alright, and weight, it doesn't really matter. You can go down a bit to increase his acceleration, but I just kind of like leaving him at a 195. It's pretty straightforward. It's 195. Now wingspan is where you can help your guy out a lot, because in this 2K I've been noticing that the wingspan hasn't been mattering that often. So I wouldn't go up, but I would go down a bit. What I usually do is I usually go down 2 to 78.9 inches, which gives you a +2 on 3 and a +2 on mid-range, and it only takes away 2 from steal. If you want and a bit more wingspan, I would probably go with 79. I would probably go with 80.7, just so you get that added 3-point shot and mid-range shot, but 78.9 is probably good for a decently sized point guard. Alright, now quickly go over the badges I like on this build. You guys can obviously pick whatever badges you want as you get them, but I like Giant Slayer and Relentless Finisher on silver. And then what's important is you get those Hall of Fame badges in. So I've got 4 Hall of Fame badges on shooting. You could make it 5 since you have 20 upgrades, but I just made 2 silver and then 4 Hall of Fame. So I like quick draw, obviously, range extender, volume shooter, and difficult shots, since you'll be shooting a lot off the dribble. If you're kind of in that catch and shoot territory, because you're a point guard, so you're not going to be catch and shooting that much, but you can get catch and shoot Hall of Fame if you like. Playmaking badges, obviously you got to get Hall of Fame dimer, ankle breaker, tight handles, unpluckable, and quick for a step. And then I just added a stop and go for silver, but obviously you can change these as you like. Defense / rebounding, I just got a couple on silver for intercept or intimidate or clamps. Alright, so the next build we're going to focus on is a shooting guard. So this one's going to be the pure sharpshooter. Alright, pure sharps are once again one of the most common builds. They're easily one of the best builds in 2K for Pro-Am, for Park, for my career. So we're going to go obviously all green. Alright, for the physical profile, this is where you can kind of change it again. If you want the high speed, you can go with the top one. But sharpshooters, if you want the ability to defend, I would probably go with one of these two at the bottom. So this one's give you a bit more strength, this one gives you a bit of vertical, so you can either choose either one of them. I'll just go with the more vertical just cause, but yeah, I would go for either one there. Alright, so here are the attribute upgrades. You're obviously going to want to extend free throw, post fade, and mid-range shot all the way. Make sure you pay attention. So again, if you max it all the way, you only get 30 shooting badges. So you're going to decrease this until you just hit that 30 mark on the right hand side. So in my case, it was 89 post fade, and I get that 30th badge. So if I was 88, I get 29. But at 89 I get 30. Alright, another sweet thing about sharpshooters is they get a decent pack accuracy and ball handle, so you're gonna put that up all the way. And then for close shot, driving layup, and driving dunk, you're gonna want to put that up all the way as well. Okay, defensively, obviously you'll be guarding shooting guards and point guards, so you're gonna want that lateral quickness up, that perimeter defense up, maybe a bit of defensive boarding just to help out. But other than that, there's not really many other badge attributes you should get there. So I like getting a little more playmaking badges, but you can choose what you want. So I like upgrading post move a bit until I get around 13 badges for playmaking, and then I put the rest on like offensive board or block. So I'll put it on block for instance. So there it is. So you get one finishing badge. Kind of sucks. I wish you could get more, but it is what it is with a pure sharp. You get 30 shooting badges, that's big. You get 13 playmaking, and you get 5 defensive. Alright, for height, you're just going to make them the same 6'5". Do not make them any smaller. If you are, make him a bit taller, but then he does lose that shooting badge, shooting attributes a bit. So I would probably make him just 6'5". And then with the weight, you can decrease him a bit, but I just kind of like leaving the weight where it is, as the weight doesn't really change much in this game. Okay, wingspan, this is where you got to pay attention to. So wingspan, if you go up, obviously your 3-point shooting is going to go down. So we're going to put that wingspan down a bit. So with the wingspan, you're still going to want to have a decent amount of wingspan just to be able to defend a bit. So we're just going to bring that wingspan down 1 notch, just so we get that +1 mid-range shot and +1 post move. Doesn't really matter for the post move, but the +1 mid-range shot will help out a lot. Alright, so I'll quickly go over the shooting badges for this build. The other ones, you can kind of pick and choose which ones you want. So I like having catch and shoot, deadeye, quick draw, raging center, volume shooter, and steady shooter all on Hall of Fame. But you guys can choose what you like here. And then I like having a couple more silver badges, but you can easily just upgrade one of these to Hall of Fame and go with that. Okay, next position we're going to be focusing on is a power forward. Alright, so for this one, it's going to be a lockdown finisher. Okay, I've seen a lot of these already in 2K, and they're kind of broken so far. So for this pie chart, you're going to pick either this one, which gives you 95 strength, 69 speed, 64 acceleration, and 79 vertical, or you're going to pick the bottom one. I like picking the bottom one just because it gives me a bit more speed, and that strength still at a 90, which helps a lot. So for attribute upgrades, you're going to want the close shot, driving layup, and driving dunk all the way, obviously. Okay, so we're going to focus on the stuff that we obviously want. So we're going all of these defensive badges up all the way. So we're going to steal, block, offensive boarding, and defensive boarding all the way up. Finishing, we're going to want standing dunk as well. So here is where we stand. So we're going to have 19 finishing badges, 22 defensive as of now. Alright, and this is where you can pick and choose a bit. So I like having a decent amount of passing accuracy, so I'm going to upgrade that a bit. A decent amount of ball handling as well, just to get by your defender. Alright, so after upgrading, we got 20 finishing badges and 22 defensive badgings. Alright, so for height and weight and wingspan, you're going to go for 6'10". Alright, because you're not going to shoot that much. 6'11's a bit too much high, like a bit too high. For the speed, but 6'10's are perfect because you get that extra strength. You don't lose much on speed, you don't lose much on acceleration, you lose a bit on vertical, but you're a 6'10 power forward. You're gonna be bullying kids. And then also for weight, you're gonna kick it all the way up to 250, because as soon as you go to 251, the vertical goes down a bit. So you're gonna go for 250 and you get up to 95 strength. You're gonna increase the wingspan all the way. Obviously you lose a bit in strength in shooting, but you're not going to be shooting, and the strength you already just upped it up from the other one, so it doesn't really matter here. Alright, so now we'll go over the badges for this build. So here are the 5 Hall of Fame badges I like for finishing. It's contact finisher, giant slayer, relentless finisher, pick and roller, and slithery finisher. You could add maybe like a lob city finisher or like a back down punisher, but I like these a lot just because you won't be scoring that much in the post. You'll be scoring on like layups and stuff, so these help a lot for that. Next off, for the defensive ones, you're going to want that box, intimidator, moving truck, rim protector, and rebound chaser. You could take away moving truck and put it on a brick wall, but I just like having moving truck because it just lets you move people around way more easily. Alright, so for the last two builds, we're gonna both be playing centers. So the first center we're gonna make is a pure finisher. These ones are broken so far in 2K. You cannot stop them in the paint unless you just have a lockdown who's like a 99 overall. But a pure finisher, so you're gonna pick the blue pie chart here. Alright, so for centers, you obviously don't care about vertical, speed, acceleration, but if you do a bit, probably pick this one right here. It gives you a bit of speed, bit of acceleration, or pick the very bottom one. I'll just go very bottom one for the sake of the argument. Alright, so this is where I stand after upgrading. You're going to want to obviously upgrade all those finishing attributes all the way up. You're gonna obviously want to max out post fade, post moves, and then defensively, you're not gonna be on the perimeter at all. So what I upgrade is block, offensive board, defensive board, and interior defense all the way up. And then I just added a bit to pass accuracy, a bit to free throw just to help out. But look at that side, you get 30 finishing badges, 10 playmaking, and 11 defensive / rebounding. That's 52 total badges. You get 30 finishing, so you can pretty much upgrade 8 badges to Hall of Fame, and then you get 11 defensive badges, which helps out a lot. Now for the height, a lot of you probably want to increase it or decrease it just to get those extra green attributes on the side. I would recommend you just keep it at 7 foot, because as soon as you decrease it, you're going to be going against taller centers, and then you won't be able to dunk as easily, trust me. So what you're going to do is you want to just keep it at 7 foot. Okay, now for weight, you're going to go up to 276. This way you only lose 1 on dunk, and then as soon as you go up again, you lose 2 on driving dunk. So you're going to go all the way until you're 276. This way you still keep that dunk up. You lose a bit on vertical and acceleration, but that's all good because your interior defense goes up as well. Once again, wingspan, you're going to max it all the way up because you're only losing mid-range shot and post moves by 2. And then you're increasing your block by 4 and obviously increasing your wingspan a lot. So max out the wingspan. So these are the badges I win with on this build. You can have back down punisher, contact finisher, drop stepper, lob city finisher, pick and roller, putback boss, relentless finisher, all on Hall of Fame. So you can add a bit maybe to deep hooks. I don't really shoot that many hook shots, so I don't really like that badge. And then I just added silver to pro touch. But the great thing about center builds is you have so many other badges to choose from. So we got playmaking and defensive to choose from. So for the playmaking badges, you're going to want to go with dream shake. Obviously you're going to be in the post a lot. Post spin, quick first step, and break starter just to get those boards and pass it out. For defensive, I just went with box out, rim protector, rebound chaser, and intimidator. But you can change it up as you choose. Alright, so the last build for today is going to be the coveted glass cleaning lockdown. You're just going to go for that pure lockdown pie chart. Okay, so I went with this one at the very bottom. It just evens out everything. You still get that 95 strength, 63 speed, 55 acceleration, and you still get a decent amount of vertical, which helps out. Alright, so these are the attribute upgrades I went with. You're going to want to max out close shot, driving layup, driving dunk, standing dunk, and you're going to put post hook all the way up to 51. Free throw, you're gonna want to max, just so you're in those crunch time situations where you gotta hit those free throws. I like having pack accuracy on my center, so I'm gonna put that up to a 70. Post moves up to a 61, which allows me to get those 3 playmaking badges. And then obviously for the defensive, you're gonna want those 30 badges. So the way to get that is interior defense all the way, upgrade lateral quickness all the way, block all the way, offensive rebound all the way, and defensive rebound on the way. So once again, the great thing about center builds is the amount of badges you get. I got 30 defensive badges and 15 finishing badges on a pure lockdown defender build. Alright, now this is where you can play around with the height a bit. If you like taller centers, you can go up, but I kind of just like sticking at 7 foot or moving up to 7 foot 1 inch. Alright, so for the sake of this, we'll increase it by 1 height, and then weight, you're going to push it all the way up to max, so 290 weight. And then obviously for wingspan, you're going to put it all the way up. As this is a glass cleaning lockdown build, you're going to want that extra wingspan to help out. Alright, so these are the badges I went with. Finishing is pretty much the exact same as the last build I just showed you guys. For playmaking, make sure you get that break starter all the way up to gold. You're not going to really doing that many like dream shake moves since you're like a pure lockdown, but break starter helps a lot in Pro-Am and Park just to give those outlet passes to your point guards. Last but not least, the defensive rebounding badges, you're going to want to box all the way to Hall of Fame, brick wall, intimidator, moving truck, post move lockdown, rim protector, and rebound chaser. Obviously you guys can change this as you like, but those are the ones I like going with. And there it is, the top 5 builds that I have played with so far in NBA 2K20. Let me know down below if you guys know of any other builds that are cheesy. I don't really have any specific order that these go in, but hey, here's some builds that you guys can go out and test out. So that'll do it for today's video. Let me know what you guys want to see next. If you want to see my team, if you want to see my career, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below, and I'll see y'all next time.